Game again, crashing. Oh yeah, I can't do anything. And the game crashes like in the perfect place when it honestly couldn't be the better place. It honestly would chose the worst place to crash. Now this game would be good too if we would load as quickly as possible so we can get back into the game. It is Leclerc has retired from the from the race. Obviously, we did not see what happened, but Jamie's still leading. Josh in P2, Axel P3, Hack P4, Ifni P5, Raven P6 pitting, probably for wing damage or from new front wing. Ifni P5, Jimenez P6, Lewis P7, Jacob P8, now P9 as Dave's bot tried to overtake him, and now Dave's bot tries to overtake Lewis around the outside of turn 4, but he doesn't get him. Jacob gets promoted to P7, but he's trying to fight with Jimenez going into Brooklyn's, and he gets the move done. Now he's up to P6, but he has to remember he has that 3-second time penalty, so he has to get that 3 seconds. Obviously, unfortunately, the game crashed at the very best place where the race was restarting. But Leclerc DNF'd, so double DNF for the Red Bull, which gives Ferrari chance to gain the points back, as Jimenez spins out of Chapel and it drops down to 11th, and now that means that both Alpines are in the top 10, and that means the Aston Martin pair are P5 and P6. Now this is just incredible by the Aston Martin. Obviously Jacob has to get that 3 seconds off, or like the gap. Lewis is right behind Ifni. If Ifni could fight back Lewis as much as he could, that would have been the best. Well, obviously he's slowing down somewhat. Lewis being really close to Ifni. He has the DRS. He's going in the inside of Brooklyn's, but Ifni is trying to around the switch back, but Ifni hits Lewis, and that is Dave up to P6. Lewis gets 5 seconds for collision with Almost Mad, who doesn't have a piece of his front wing. Kalman now up to P8. Ifni dropped down to P9. Jimenez now up to P10 after a spin. Lewis now down to P11, unfortunately with the collision that happened with Ifni spinning him off. But Jacob now has the 6-second gap ahead of Dave, who I believe is in his AI still. I still believe that he's in his AI. But Jamie still, well, actually the gap is not as increasing as I would expect, to be honest. But Axel is being really close to Josh now. Axel is having the DRS. Is Axel gonna overtake him here? No, he's probably not. He's not using any ERS. Josh used a bit, but not too much. So Axel is gonna try to search a new place to overtake him. Raven as well, pt3. I was upping him up that he could get some points. Well, he now gets the fastest lap, but probably the points will not be allowed. which basically means that no one will get the point. Carlman being as well close to on Master Mad, but now Axel being in the 5/10 as Hack goes a bit wide on Maggots. No, it was Beckett. Axel getting closer and closer to Josh, but I think he did a little mistake in Chapel, and he couldn't get the position. Lewis retired in the pits. Well, now he's gonna retire in the probably somewhere in the off track. Raven overtook Peak. Well, Raven is probably gonna get the best 11th he can hope for. The race just the whole race weekend was just really bad for him. Nothing just worked out for him. As Jimenez overtakes Ifni in Stowe and gets the P9 back, at least getting 2 points now for Williams. Dave well, yeah, like I said, Dave is on the AI, and Jacob increasing the gap to Dave. He's now just chilling with, well, 12 seconds out of Hack, but now 10 seconds behind him is Dave, so he can just relax a bit. Axel still trying to overtake Josh. Now can he gain time on Josh in the SS? The answer is no. Well, he isn't gonna get the position back, but wait, I need to see something. If I send it the link in the Discord. Axel still trying probably to overtake him. Okay, it is there. Let's check one thing if the stream was there in the chat. But Kalman tries to overtake on Master Matt around the outside of Stove. On Master Matt getting the position back as Kalman going into the pits. Weirdly enough, he goes into the pits, and probably that gets the Raven that he can get the 2 points from one getting the 1 point for finishing 10th, and then he has the fastest lap, if I remember right. Oh, as of right now, if I remember right, yeah, he still has the fastest lap. Well, now only I think Kalman can get that. Kalman was going for a wing change, unfortunately for him. Not trying to fast laps. Axel still being close to Josh, but he just cannot get the gap down from half a second. Hack getting closer to Axel, but he probably realizes that that Axel has the 6 seconds actually of penalties, so he just needs to hang in his DRS zone and just be behind him. Now these going now into the 24th lap, 3 laps remaining. Ifni, no, he's not that. I mean, he is close, but not as close he would like to probably overtake Jimenez. He's still in his DRS zone, but it's not gonna probably last long. Raven maybe Raven could get actually 3 points here, or maybe even 5. Who knows? Maybe even 5, because Raven has the better car, and he still has those softs. Well, yeah. Axel still yet being close to Josh. Maybe he as well realizes that he might not get any more in front of Josh. He might not get the gap down. He always loses in Chapel and Maggots, in the Beckett's and Chapel. He is closing very much. he was closing really good amount, but he loses the rear going on the exit of Stove. Luckily he saves it, but he loses the third position on track, and he's out of the DRS zone as well as of right now, and it doesn't look like he's gonna get the DRS back for at least the Wellington straight. No, he's not gonna get it. So Hack now has the chance to overtake Josh for the P2. Hack has so much, almost full ERS. Raven going into P8, like I said, going into P8. Something happened with Ifni probably. No, he probably overtook him by natural, just normally. But something probably happened with Omasmat trying to go off track, overtaking him. That's maybe an illegal overtake, probably. I would say it. But Raven trying to go on the inside of turn 3, getting it, but maybe Omasmat will get the DRS zone, but Omasmat is too far back of Raven. Raven is gonna probably now push as hell to get into Jimenez's DRS zone and catching him. Axel getting another 3 seconds. That's 9 seconds. Axel, I think, now has the DRS zone, or is closer to the DRS. I think he lost a bit rear on the going out of the second last corner, and he probably doesn't have now the DRS. He won't have the DRS. Like I said, Jacob is just chilling in the P5. Dave 20 seconds behind him. There's nothing much really. And like I said, Raven is pushing as much as he can. Jamie started the last lap about a minute ago, and if he doesn't bottle it, he will win the race, which he absolutely dominated. His own teammate Chucks got the pole position, but he got him off the start in sprint. He led every single lap in the sprint, and he won the sprint, so that meant that he got the pole position, or the first place for the race. And from the beginning he has been first. Raven, ooh, Jimenez lost the rear going into the Wellington straight, and Raven being caught up in it loses the front wheel, but Jamie dominating the whole race and winning probably his home Grand Prix. Josh just getting ahead of Hack, under 1/10 between Josh and Hack. Hack going into P3. Good podium places for two of these drivers. Axel P4, Jacob P5, Dave P6, but I don't know if he gets that because he was in AI probably most of the race after he spun. Ifni P7, probably. On Master Mad. How much does he have penalties? He has 3 seconds, and I don't think Jimenez will get them. Ifni finishing P7, which gives the Aston Martin team good amount of points, considering that car is one of the worst in the grid. On Master Mad finishing P8. Jimenez finishing P9 and Peak finishing P10, and I think Carman was 11th, but Jamie wins probably his home Grand Prix. I hope that he's British, because I butchered that with Nighthawk and GPR, but dominating this whole weekend. Well, maybe not getting the... Well, he didn't got the pole position in qualifying it was his teammate, luckily, but he, from the first lap in the sprint race, he absolutely dominated everything. He did not get the fastest lap though, but probably it's probably the least thing that it can be on his mind. And Josh near P2, good amount of points for the Haas. Hack P3 as well, good amount of points for AlphaTauri. Alfa Romeo P4, that's 12 points. As Jacob P5, Dave P6. Well, he was AI most of the race, which he can, maybe he can get disqualified for that. So maybe Ifni going into P6, but if he doesn't get, then Ifni P7, on Mastermat P8, Jimenez P9, at least 2 points for the Williams team. Peak P10, probably the same for Dave. Kalman P11, and Raven P12, Lewis P13, Leclerc P14. Chucks was like 16th. For Raven, he was gonna get at least the 4 or 5 points, but Jimenez just lost it going into the Wellington Straight and got caught up in it and just probably couldn't do anything. That's unlucky for him, but that was the race. That was the Silverstone Grand Prix. I was watched some of the commentator and the F1 game, which likes to crash when I'm commentating, but not when I'm racing. See you. Actually, I don't think next week. We'll see you in the next.